and gentlemen, it is I, Taylor Field, here from Geeks Podcast, and I'm here today because Jurassic World Evolution has finally come out. It's been a long time coming. Actually, interesting story, I went to EB Games to pick it up, and they said that the hard copy has not come out yet. There's still a couple weeks to go before that releases, so I got a refund. I went home, and I downloaded the digital copy. That does release today, or whenever this drops, a couple days already before, but it's here. We're gonna try it out. I'm just gonna run through, about the first 10 minutes or so of this game, just to kind of get a vibe for it, and then after that, I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about what I think and what I'm expecting. Kind of, a little bit of a more review of it. So just pull it up here, and we'll get right into it. The cover of that looks fantastic. Jurassic Park, Lost World, Jurassic Park 3. Ooh. This has got my excitement already. I feel like I'm in the theater for the movie. A Comcast company. Frontier. Oh, it's gonna hatch. Better than nails on a chalkboard. Ooh, here we go. Press A. Press A. Oh, classic. Oh, wowzers. There we go. Oh, look at this. Already looks beautiful. New game. Hello, and may I say welcome. My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm.
My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard of me. Well, correction, you should have heard of me.
Jeff!
Especially now that you're here. So before you are the islands that you need to manage, if you can. The 5 deaths. Jeez, if only there had been 5.
Oh, wow, this is great.
Okay, this is as good a place as any to begin. Isla Matanceros. It's relatively stable. Yeah, you can get your feet wet here, and you should, because diving into the deep end of the pool is where the big, angry, hungry things are, and you want to be ready before you try that.
That's a big copyright claim right there. Ooh.
I'm Kevin Finch, Public Relations and Crisis Management, and I'm here to help you. You'll start by building a Hammond Creation Lab.
Life finds a way. Okay. Left trigger to zoom out, right trigger to zoom in.
You should just attach it to the side. But watch out for dinosaurs. Just kidding.
Enclosures. Hammond Creation Lab. Okay. I guess it wants me to... It's obstructed. Place in the area shown. I'm trying to do it. Okay. Okay, so bumpers to rotate. Why can't I build it there, though? That's the question. Left on the keypad, pull it up. Oh, it worked that time.
Focus on what you're here to do, which is create dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the 5 Deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
Okay. Wait for the construction to complete.
You'll need to connect it to the pre-existing network of paths in the power grid.
Create a path. Oh, I see. Okay, well we're gonna go. That is very nice.
Incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus.
Struthiomimus.
Select the creation lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
First viable, let's see. Select a building to interact with it. Oh, obviously means the one we just built. Incubate dinosaur. Look at this. Ceratosaurus, Edmontosaurus, Triceratops, and all these mysterious ones. Oh, I wonder what that one is. We're here to get Struthiomimus.
Imaginations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Come on.
30%, 40%.
You know we've learned so much and invested even more.
Attack, defense, and lifespan, resiliency, viability, rating, and skin basic. So it's got a lot of different stats on the actual dinosaur itself. Because now, before this game came out, obviously we had Jurassic Park Builder and Jurassic World Builder on mobile. And you know, great games, you know, for what they were, very limited with what they could do, but, you know, building your parks and building up your roads and the amusements and everything was fantastic, but then again, it is limited by being a mobile game at this point. Both the Jurassic Park Builder and World Builder are fantastic, and they do have dinosaur battles in them, which is an awesome feature. It is very cool to see that maybe a higher level, like, cause my knowledge of Jurassic World Evolution is not super high. I haven't followed all the information on this game. I wanted to keep it more or less a bit of a surprise and exploration specifically for this review. Oh, Life Finds a Way achievement, fantastic.
Reputations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique. And now we, you, just
Manufacture them. So, well done, I guess. Wow, I could definitely watch this for a long time. I get a T-Rex in here. So he's got a very big enclosure to go and investigate with.
The Hammond Foundation has three main areas of interest: security, entertainment, and science. I've already nudged the heads of each division to reach out to you personally. They'll offer opportunities and incentives for you to be part of their team. Choose one of their contracts. It'll help you develop your facility.
Isaac Clement, George Lambert, security contract, science. Undertake more work for any division, request additional contracts from the control room. Right now, let's go in some science. You know, we're gonna get some more
This
dinos.
is our new director of operations.
I'm aware, Cabot. I'm Dr. Dewar. I run the science division of our operations.
Sweet.
Okay.
Cash
You're
reward.
going to need to build your reputation in the science division. Not easy with me around, but you'll manage. That
Operation.
means managing our dinosaur population and seeing that they are flourishing.
Contracts can
Looks
be
like I can
requested
build
from the division
in
heads
these
inside
sections.
the control room. Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park.
I definitely like how the triggers are to zoom in and
One
out.
more thing. Your reputation, your rep, quote unquote. Keep an eye on it, okay? If you have a solid reputation with a division, you're more likely to benefit from them. Financially, I mean. But, like life, it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally.
Okay. Path not connected. So let's do something about that. Let's put a path in. There we go.
People think money makes the world go round. but they're wrong. Contracts make the world go round.
Contracts make the world go
Obligations
round.
and commitments. Complete a contract and your rep with the science division will increase. Meaning you'll be able to take on more complex and challenging missions.
Ooh. Where do we want to go? Hell Creek, Canada, Horseshoe Canyon, Canada Dinosaur Park Formation. We're going to Canada.
I've got an interesting opportunity
Oh.
for you to consider. It will allow us to work together to create life. Pure life.
Ooh.
If you've been listening to Dr. Malcolm, then you know how important this is to us. And to me.
Let's do it. Dig team en route.
Your first expedition team is out. They'll bring back what they find to the fossil center for extraction.
Look at that helicopter go. You're going all the way to Canada. How's about that, Jerry?
Your job is simple, really. Create dinosaurs which attract visitors to your facilities, brings in capital, money, which means you can do more research to build better facilities and create more dinosaurs. And there you go.
There you
Circle
go.
of life, development and resources, nature and commerce.
Extract fossils,
Simple.
viable genomes, expeditions sometimes bring back extra finds that can be sold for cash. So do I have any fossils? Ooh.
Driven, and I knew you couldn't resist this opportunity. So let's get started.
Let's extract some DNA. Oh, let's just spend all the money.
Create a more authentic version of our dinosaurs.
Authentic.
That means a complete genome. And I think you are up to the challenge.
Research and development. Genetic research. Okay, so here we're getting into some, looks like hybrid
Research
work.
Center lets you improve your park in various exciting ways. New buildings, upgrades, and more await.
Add different traits. Aggressive traits. Immune response. Learning, intensive repair. Wow. Cosmetic genes. That's some pretty cool stuff. That's good. That is good. Obviously, enclosure upgrades, getting new buildings, visitor buildings. That's something to. Ooh, close shop. Yes. Asset containment. ACU. You know, that's definitely something I will get when I get some aggressive dinos. Creation lab. Okay. And medical treatment. Ah, yes. Gotta keep those dinos healthy. Hookworm parasite. And fossils. InGen database. Dinosaurs, genes, Hammond. Okay. That's pretty interesting. Oh, and look at this. We got some weather effects in here now too. That's pretty good. See the expedition here? Is it still... Dig team is returning. And look at that, it's landing. It's going for a closer look.
You should extract genomes from fossils that have been collected inside your fossil center. That will increase the amount of viable
Skin
data you have
impressions.
to create dinosaurs.
100 grand? I wish it was that easy. Silver. Edmontosaurus amber. Extract DNA. Extract DNA. Super cool. I'm very much enjoying the extracting and the research development here in this game. And I'm gonna get you on another extraction or expedition, sorry. No, let's go to Canada. Canada's where it's at right now. That's where I'm at, and this is where this helicopter's at. Research center. That's the building for this. So not only can I select the buildings, but I can also go to one building and cycle through. That's good to know. Fossil center. Ranger station. You know what? Let's see if we can invest. Two secondary stations. Profit per minute. Island rating and attract some more guests. You know, medical, I definitely want my dinosaurs in good condition. No resources for that. But there was something else I wanted to build right now. Since they mentioned power stations. Okay.
To my friends.
Ooh, Chris!
Seen things I'd rather not talk about, but it hasn't dampened my commitment to the dinosaurs.
That's definitely not the real
Raptors
Chris.
more generally, and me and Blue specifically. We have a special relationship, like what I have with Claire. Less complicated. Anyway, nice to meet you.
Power. Sure, substations are connected with power stations.
Power
Interesting.
is something we simply cannot
Operational, storm protection, path connection, running costs 10,000. Damage, no. Okay. So that's very interesting stuff to know then. Let's take a look. I thought it was in the research center. Yes, it was. Building upgrades. No, it was not building upgrades. It was under building. And visitor building. You do not have enough available research teams. Okay, so it looks like I only have one at a time do its business, but we'll take a look at our fossil work. Still going and extracting. Now we can head into our Hammond Creation Lab. Now we can see if we can start hatching some new dinosaurs. So I don't have enough genome for the Triceratops or the Ceratosaurus, but the Edmontosaurus I can pump out now. And the Struthiomimus, so it looks like as you progress in the genome of these non-hybrids, your dinosaurs will look more and more like the authentic dinosaur, you know, as you salvage its DNA. So obviously it seems that the Struthiomimus I probably have in my enclosure isn't going to look the same as this one that's gone up to 74% genome. We know I'll get this Edmontosaurus in there. Go to fossils. You know, I really want to extract this and get my Struthiomimus to 100%. Maybe I'll get an achievement for it. Let's see. Oh, that's the fossil building again. It's going to take a little bit of work. My helicopter's back. So now we can send him on another... I can send him on... partially depleted. Same expeditions, that's pretty cool. But you know what, let's try another continent. China, that's pretty cool. That is very expensive, but you know what? I'm sure it'll have some payout. Go into research. Where was it? Building. I still can't do that. Well, looks like, well, I wonder why that research team is being taken up. If I need more... Well, we'll do this dinosaur release. You're at the top mines.
This dinosaur, the Edmontosaurus, was originally uncovered at a site in Canada. I'll let you guess where. The T-Rex thinks these are delicious, and who's to argue?
I dig it. Well, you know what? I think this is very, very nice. Statistics. I guess I could even go into its health there. Food, all in the blue. Drinking some water. Profile, dinosaur rating, dinosaur genome. Dinosaurs killed. Oh, goats killed. Humans killed. Oh man, when that T-Rex comes out, it's gonna be great. But you know what? I'm gonna end it on there. I think for now that was a great little introduction. I'm gonna dive a little bit more further into the game. So just stick around for a few seconds as we transition into my review here. So I hope you enjoyed, the gameplay that just unfolded now, and yeah, I'll see you in a couple seconds here with a review. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and I've put in a good few hours now playing Jurassic World Evolution. Can honestly say it's been quite an experience, quite a good game. You know, if you're on YouTube right now watching this, then you've obviously seen the gameplay portion I did. If you're listening on SoundCloud, you can go onto our YouTube, Geekverse Podcast, find our channel, and you can find this video. It's my same review, but basically the YouTube version has just an extended look at the start of the game, and just, you know, a little bit, you know, my first experience playing it and trying out a few things, so you can check that out otherwise. So let's dive into this little spoilers review. So basically, with Jurassic World Evolution, right off the bat, I'm gonna say that it was a little bit confusing. They give you access to so much right out of the get-go, and yes, there is a basic guideline in the direction you should be running your park, choosing a contract, and following suit with these basic quests, or mission objectives, I'll say, and essentially, it doesn't point you in a solid direction to basically really establish yourself. And this is probably the only real con I have with the game, is that, you know, I'm given $3 million and basically the ability to just do whatever I want right away with this little bit of guideline. And my first attempt, I went crazy. I was already building the enclosure for my T-Rex, thinking, oh, I'm gonna be getting this really soon. No, that didn't happen. So there goes $2 million. My last million, I lost because I was trying to build things that I shouldn't have been building yet, and didn't know what power grids or what AC unit complexes or ranger complexes I should have been building, how to keep my dinosaurs maintained with food and health and all this different stuff to factor in. Needless to say, my first attempt failed. So my second attempt, I thought, okay, I'm going to follow the quest or the objectives a little bit more. That being said, followed them. Made a couple more mistakes, thinking I would have been able to branch out a little bit easier this time. Nope, didn't happen at all. So finally, on my third attempt of restarting and starting from scratch, I realized, and it was very nice, that the money I spent for my previous attempts in upgrades actually stayed, which was fantastic to know that my money didn't get wasted in vain, that over the course of this time, my research in genomes for these dinosaurs and the research into the development of the buildings and AC units that I was working with was staying there. So that was great. So by my third attempt, I was actually able to consistently follow and keep up to the plan, basically the objectives that was laid out for my contract. So finally, upon completing the first contract on the first island, that was all good. And then they gave me the second contract with the entertainment, then science, and I was able to progress further and further. So now, after spending a few hours, I've reached only a 4-star rating, unlocked Isla Nublar, Isla Muerta. I'm still on the first island. I haven't wanted to branch out to another island and start on that, because I've wanted to stick with the one island that I've established myself with and kind of learn more of the ropes. So that being said, everything that I just outlined would be my only con with the game. The few little things I would hope that they change up is easier accessibility to, you know, locating objectives or important priorities in your park that you need to maintain, instead of just opening up your map and looking at the overall and seeing where the problems are and then rectifying them. It'd be really nice to have like a faster response time to, you know, replenishing your feeders or power outages that you have to repair, or more of an alert system when a fence has been broken or something like that. Because when I got to one mission, it was what was it? Letting a dinosaur out into your park and having a response to it to test out your security features. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let out my Ceratosaurus. I'm gonna open up the gate and let him just go right out, and I did that. He went out and he killed one person. He's going to kill the second person, and the helicopter was really slow taking him down. The trank took forever, so that second person died.
Sure enough, I realized I didn't have to let him out, that a gate had broken and herbivore actually got out, which was much safer than actually letting these people die. So I kind of I misinterpreted that, and I let innocent people die. But that being said, as far as, being alerted to certain situations, like a dinosaur is sick, or there's a dinosaur that's dead, or, those kinds of things, it is very aware and very on point with letting you know that there is an issue. You have to make sure you know where that issue is, and you have to track it down and address it. So right off the bat, playing this game, it is absolutely gorgeous. Graphics aren't anything like super huge to brag about or to just be an all over, but playing on my Xbox, the graphics are visually very attractive. They are a huge hook. I've spent a lot of time just watching the dinosaurs, driving around in the Ranger Jeep throughout my exhibits and my enclosures, just looking at the dinosaurs and taking pictures, which is an awesome feature that you can actually earn money in the game for really, really good shots. So that's something I really, really enjoy as just a nice pastime, really. I do appreciate now at the point where I've reached where I am very self-sufficient and my park is actually earning a good amount of revenue, and it's able to grow and expand, and I'm able to work on more projects now in my island. So going from the 3 million down to like 100,000 and then making appropriate steps and slowly building up the process, it starts now to feel really like that park sim game, that builder sim that I've really just been craving for. I'm a huge fan of the Tycoon series, especially Roller Coaster Tycoon. I love, real-time strategy games. So just to get this kind of a mix here with strategy and simulation is just a really pleasant and very, very just, it's a positive experience, really. So moving ahead and just growing the park and going from, a couple 100,000 up to a few million. I think I'm at like only $15 million earned in revenue now. It's very, very nice to just let things expand and grow. And now, I could even leave my park for a little bit if I wanted to and just let it grow a little bit, which is nice. But I'm just having too much fun making more dinosaurs. And, for the longest time, I was just trying to figure out, okay, these genomes that I have to get. So going on expeditions all around the map, which is really, really cool to see. Gaining information on these expedition areas, on the fossils, the dinosaurs. The InGen database is a great resource that they put in the game with a lot of information, which is really cool. But essentially, going on these expeditions, getting the fossils, I thought that, when you get these fossils and you use them to research into the genome essentially, the more you are closer to 100% genome, the more your dinosaur would look a little bit more authentic. But I was completely wrong. The genome is essentially just it's just your rating at which you'll either pass or fail, I should say. If you have a lower genome, your dinosaur has a more chance of failing. It won't be an actual specimen. You have to discard it and start from scratch. But closer to 100% genome, you have a more success rate of producing a dinosaur. That being said, I just started branching out into experimenting with the modifications of the genome, which is an awesome feature. I always thought it was a very cool kind of concept with Jurassic World, and finally now to get to tinker with in the game. I made a couple Triceratops, change up, trying to make them a little bit healthier, because it seems like of all my other dinosaurs, the Triceratops, I've lost so many of them to old age, and I really feel quite sad when I see one die, because I really like seeing the herbivores run around with each other, and it's quite sad. But I tried an experiment, actually, just to see what would happen. I made a very aggressive Ceratosaurus, and I already had an electrical enclosure with 2 Ceratosaurus inside. I actually didn't know how those two would interact when I put them in there, so I put the 2 basic Ceratosaurus in their enclosures and just watched what they did and just made sure they didn't attack each other, and they didn't. They were very social, and I love the way that they would just run around their enclosure. And so I put a few other smaller herbivores in there just so they could hunt and just basically just watch what would happen. And So they haven't killed each other, thank God. Those are expensive. So I made a genetically engineered Ceratosaurus, changed how it looked cosmetically, made it much more aggressive, and I basically put it into this enclosure with them to see what would happen. Because I thought, maybe if it's kind of like the movie where you put a genetically engineered hybrid into another environment, it could be much more aggressive, because I noticed that the Ceratosaurus originally, it wasn't too aggressive towards some of the herbivores, and they weren't aggressive to their own kind. So I wanted to see what would happen putting it in here, and so far it's been great. I love the fact that you keep these animals social. It's much more pleasant experience for your dinosaurs in the enclosure, and that was fantastic. So the one thing though, and this is my own fault, when I first started making the carnivores, I had no idea that I should have put a Hammond Creation Center in a separate enclosure only for carnivores, because I only made a bunch of herbivores and I had my first creation lab attached to that. So when I pumped out my first Ceratosaurus, he beelined it after my smaller herbivores, and boom, I got like 3 dead innocent dinosaurs here, and I was not expecting that at all. So now I kind of I'll spend like 30,000 or 60,000 on a couple of these smaller herbivores, move them to the pen with the Ceratosaurus, and I have an actual carnivore Hammond Creation Lab attached to that. So this game really is good with setting you up to experience trial and error and go through the motions of the do's and don'ts of running your park. I love how, there'll be brief little power outages, and like, oh my god, you feel that intensity rise, like, oh, I hope none of my carnivores actually will try break out or do anything too hasty here. So you get a ranger team out to repair the fence, or not repair the fence, sorry, repair the power station, creating pathways to different places, creating them to different buildings, changing the prices in your attractions. You have stores and you have food court places, and you can choose what you want to be serving, to sell, and you can adjust the price. As long as you're making income, you could make it whatever you want, really cheap or really expensive. The whole experience of creating the landscape for your enclosures or just for your park in general is very, very pleasant. And using the Xbox One controller, I've always been one for using keyboard and mouse for simulation games, and especially map building and world building content. I think mouse and keyboard is the way to go. So I'm very, very impressed with how fluid and easy it is using the Xbox One controller to just go through the motions, raise the land, lower it, add trees, brush, water, strip it all away. It's just very, very pleasant and convenient. And the whole interface as well, all it is just a matter of using the keypad. It's very simple, very, very nice. And you got left trigger to zoom out, right trigger to zoom in, left bumpers to use your ACU units, right bumpers to use your rangers, and other than that, XY, map, and your statistics with finance and research, development, all that stuff. Very, very easy procedure. I have to say that once you start building the enclosures, you just kind of get hooked. I find myself that I've already got enclosures built and I don't have any dinosaurs in them. I'm just too caught up in building these different dinos. I am still trying to unlock more buildings, actually, though, and I'm assuming that happens as you progress through further islands and you obviously do more contracts, but I do enjoy these different companies, I will call them, or divisions, sorry, these different, like science division and entertainment division, security, offering these different contracts for you to progress down different roads and achieve different things. Just the simplicity of it is very, very nice, and the score, along with Jeff Goldblum narrating so much of the game, makes it even fantastic. So I'm quite impressed with how this game, how it feels, and I've really only scratched just the tip of the iceberg. There's still so much that I'm learning every second. As I said, it was just not too long ago that I figured out, I can actually edit the genome of my dinosaurs. This is how I do it. how you can spend money and you can buy different genetic additions and attributes to apply to these dinosaurs. And I'm really anxious to get my Indominus Rex and Indominoraptor. But I'm most of all, importantly, I'm just excited to get my Velociraptor and my T-Rex. Those are my two that I really want to get, and I want to just pair, more dinosaurs together in enclosures and see what they do. It was very cool to see, me breeding this new genetic Triceratops, and it just charged right out to where the basic unedited genome Triceratops were already hanging. And they just went there, and I'm just watching how they interact, and it's just very cool that they just all get along. And I know it's just a game at the end, but it's just visually, it's a very nice thing to see, and I enjoy seeing all these other herbivores that I've been putting into the enclosures interact. A lot of Edmontosauruses that are just roaming around and that sort of thing. It's just nice too. If you don't want to use the Jeep to drive around your enclosures, you can use the helicopter from ACU and just fly around, primarily used for tranking your dinosaurs or moving them out to other enclosures or that sort of stuff. But it's still overall a very nice experience just to kind of get on the same level as the dinosaurs. I have to say, it's still quite something with the carnivores and how aggressive they can be when you put some herbivores in their enclosures. It's I feel bad. It's like playing being like a really powerful dictator, just putting these innocent dinos in there, and it's like, oh, I know what's coming your way. You don't know what's coming though. I'm so sorry, but I'm doing it for the fans. I'm doing it for the carnivores. So yeah, but I haven't experienced too many weather conditions dampening my park or damaging it either. Obviously, I had to deal with a lawsuit because I got 2 people get eaten. That kind of sucked. But there's so many little details and attributes in this game that affect your experience and your play style. And it's just really, really awesome how much care and attention was put into this game to make it authentic and make it feel 110% like you are running a Jurassic Park, and to allow you the ability of free range and free roam to maneuver through this park, grow it, expand it, and build on top of something that we already love and enjoy so much. And I at some point I'll probably be I'd love to do a follow-up review after I've gone through so much more of this game and all through the 5 islands, but as for now, I'm just going to leave it on a very, very high note. This game, I highly recommend it. The digital copy, which is available right now, because Frontier Games, they are a company that puts out digitally first before hard copy. So the hard copy will be out soon. I think it's in a couple weeks, but digitally you can buy the game right now. It is much cheaper buying it digitally than the hard copy. And I originally wanted a hard copy, but I needed this day one. I needed to try it out. It looked fantastic. The movie's coming out soon. I had to get into that hype mode, and this was the best way to do it. So I do recommend it. It's just a very, very vibrant, beautiful, colorful, musical, well, not musical, but visually, audio, all of those different factors, just very, very nice and enjoyable. And any fan of Jurassic Park is genuinely going to just love this game. And if you love sim games and simulation park builders, you have no reason not to try this game out. Obviously it's on PS4, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch, I don't know. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this review for Jurassic World Evolution, and just more or less my thoughts over my experience playing this game over the past couple hours. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for more Geekverse podcast content, we got The Incredibles 2 review dropping this week. I think it'll be dropping Thursday or Friday. And following that, next week we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom review, which I'm so pumped about. It's going to be great. Other than that, we had E3 this weekend. There's a ton of E3 content that we covered. All the conferences, except PC and Devolver Digital. Go check it out on our YouTube, SoundCloud Geekverse Podcast, YouTube Geekverse Podcast, Twitter, Geekverse Cast, Facebook, iTunes, Podbay. And if you like what we do here, be sure to, show us some love on Patreon. So until next time, have a fantastic walk in the park, and we will see you in the search bar. Have a good one.